Cyberpunk Edgerunners Mission Kit announced. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world, action-adventure role-playing video game, developed and published by CD Projekt RED that was released December 10, 2020. The game was announced during the 2012 CD Projekt RED Summer Conference as the official video game adaptation of Mike Pondsmith's pen and paper RPG Cyberpunk 2020. An expansion for the video game, called Phantom Liberty, is set to release in 2023. A sequel, codenamed Orion, is set to start development subsequently. Fans of the Cyberpunk TTRPG might be getting a glimpse of the game's future. Mike Pondsmith's dark sci-fi TTRPG has been around since the 1980s, but has since garnered mainstream attention by CD Projekt RED's big-budget video game adaptation Cyberpunk 2077 and the widely acclaimed Netflix anime, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It even has its share of board game spin-offs in the works. Now, the developers of the latest edition, Cyberpunk Red, have announced the Cyberpunk Edgerunners Mission Kit, where you can experience the world of the anime at your gaming table. Setting: Cyberpunk 2077 is a continuation of the events of Cyberpunk 2020, taking an alternate path to that of Cyberpunk version 3.0. The game is set in the dystopian metropolis of Night City. It is set in the Free State of Northern California. Night City is located south of San Francisco, around the area of Morro Bay, California. During Cyberpunk 2020, Night City is said to have a population of more than 5 million inhabitants. However, this number is suspected to be considerably larger in 2077. Following an economic collapse sometime during the early 21st century, the United States is forced to rely on large corporations to survive. These corporations deal in a wide range of areas, such as weapons, robotics, cybernetics, pharmaceuticals, communications, and biotechnology. Many of these companies operate above the law. The game follows the story of V, a hired gun on the rise in Night City, the most violent and dangerous metropolis of the corporate-ruled future. A robust character creator will allow players to choose V's gender, visual appearance, as well as historical background, all of which may influence the shape of the game. The world is inspired by the works of authors such as William Gibson, author of Neuromancer, and Philip K. Dick, whose novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And subsequent movie adaptation Blade Runner heavily influenced the creator, Mike Pondsmith, in creating the original tabletop RPG. Cyberpunk Edgerunners Mission Kit announcement. The announcement of the Cyberpunk Edgerunners Mission Kit came from an official post on our Talsorian Games website. According to the post, this mission kit is a starter box aimed towards fans of the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime but with no prior experience with TTRPGs. The box will contain everything new players will need to get started, such as the game's core rules, lore about the dystopian dark future, as well as information on characters from Edgerunners such as David Martinez, Dorio, and Lucy. But Cyberpunk Red veterans should also be interested in the Cyberpunk Edgerunners Mission Kit. The reason for this has to do with what the box also includes and what it means overall for the Cyberpunk timeline. Cyberpunk Red takes place in 2045, specifically in the aftermath of a war that turned Night City into a disaster zone. The rules, world state, and technology level all reflect this. Cyberpunk Edgerunners, meanwhile, takes place in 2076. This means that the materials in this mission box will include rules and stats for weapons, cyberware, and hacking software for that time period. In a way, this may be our Talsorian Games giving players a sneak peek at new material coming soon for their TTRPG. At the time of writing, the Cyberpunk Edgerunners Mission Kit has only started development. There is currently no information on a release date, pricing, or availability. Gameplay of 2077. Cyberpunk is an open-world, non-linear RPG with an FPS style in which players are able to customize their character to suit their play style. Quests and objectives can be completed in a variety of different ways. One such example of gameplay is non-English speaking characters featured throughout Night City. The game was originally stated to be a single-player experience with multiplayer elements. It was reported in early 2018 that the multiplayer components may have been scrapped. However, in June 2018 CD Projekt stated that they had multiplayer in R&D, but it would not be included for the game's launch. The world has dynamic weather and a day/night cycle.